He's built multi-million-dollar companies. His explosive books on health and wealth have sold over 60 million copies. Now, The Kevin Trudeau Show they don't want you to know.
Number 2, all wealthy people have a very active energy within them, which unsuccessful people don't, and that is initiative. It's initiative. An initiative is inner drive. It is the inner motivation or inspiration that compels you to take action when nobody told you to do anything. Someone who has initiative is a self-starter. Wealthy people, billionaires, are self-starters, more so than you could ever imagine. They take initiative. They take initiative. This energy overlaps into they take charge, they lead. But taking initiative is doing something out of your own volition. You're not told to do it. You just do it anyway. You do it because you know it needs to be done. It's your own initiation of an action. Taking initiative is one of the most powerful energies. And I'll give you the opposite of this. Most people don't do anything unless they're told or asked to do it. And then they resent it. I hate being told what to do. Okay, well then, if you would do it, I wouldn't have to tell you or ask you. Could you put the trash out? There's trash overflowing the trash can. We can't squeeze it down anymore. I know you've jumped in the trash can and tried to crush it down like a trash compactor, but there's still trash everywhere. And you walk by it and you see bits of trash on the floor, and instead of taking initiative and just saying the trash is full, and instead of just taking the bag up, tying it together, putting it in the trash can outside, putting a new trash liner in there, and getting it done with, that's showing initiative. You don't. You will just bypass it. You'll bury your head in the sand. It's an inability to confront. And then somebody has to say, hey, would you mind putting the trash out? And then you get, oh, I hate being told what to do. That's loser mentality. Look, there's a millionaire mindset, there's a millionaire mentality, and at the end of the day, there's a loser mentality. Winners of all types, champions, take initiative. They don't have to be told what to do. You look at winners in sports, they're the ones who are at the stadium first. They're told you have to be there at 11 o'clock. They're there at 10 o'clock. They weren't told they have to be there at 10 o'clock. They don't have to be there at 10 o'clock, but they took their own initiative. That's what winners do. People who are worth a lot of money take the initiative. They do things before they're asked or told. They take action from a self-starter situation. They have inner motivation, self-motivation. They're self-starters. They do it without being told. They think of things that they need to do. Do you understand that? Showing initiative is assessing a situation and deciding what needs to be done here. Even though it may not be obvious, that's taking initiative. In my office, in this office here, we have doors. And as I walk through the doors, I immediately say, I want to give some papers to the person who's in that office, but the door is shut. And we have a closed door policy, which means if the door is shut, nobody can interrupt that person. They shut the door on purpose. They want privacy. They want to be able to focus and concentrate because they're working on something. They do not want any interruptions. And there's nothing that's that urgent that can't wait a few hours or even a day. So I walk by, I get some papers that I want to hand to an individual. The door is shut. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to bother her. She's working. She shut the door because she wants to focus and concentrate. And that's critical. But I got these papers. And I don't want to shove it under the door because then that's going to disturb her. She's working and then she hears some papers. It's going to distract her. I don't want to distract her. I want her to focus on whatever she's doing. That's why she shut the door. So I think, it would be good if there was a little something on the door that I could put the papers in. So when she opens the door, it's like a little basket or something, she would see it. That would be efficient. So I write it down. And I say to myself, I'm not going to tell anybody to do it. I want to see if there's anybody in this office that can show initiative. Because clearly I'm not the only guy who thinks that may be a good idea. Weeks and weeks go by. And I'm getting a little disturbed because no one's showing the initiative to suggest to me or the office manager, hey, I have an idea. I think we can improve the efficiency. What if we get some beautiful things here? Matter of fact, I went online. I found a few. I think this one works really nice. It's easy to install. We can put it on everybody's door, and this will be really good. No one has come up. No one has shown that initiative. And then I come into the office, and on her door, that one person's door, I didn't say anything to anybody. She's got one of these little bins on her door. No one else does. But she took the initiative and said, you know something? This would be a good thing. She didn't ask. She just did it. That's taking initiative. See, successful people just assess situations and figure out what needs to be done. That's showing initiative. That's being a self-starter and then doing it. Initiative is a critical word. Look it up in the dictionary. Look at the original language that the word comes from. Study the word. Look at the various derivations, the etymology of the word, the history of the word, and then use it several times in a sentence and feel good about that word. That's activating and illuminating the energy and essence of the word. And you'll start showing more initiative. Listen, just get a card. Get a card like this, get a piece of paper, and just put initiative and put it all over your house. And just ask yourself, I'm going to show initiative today. And just make it a habit every day that today I'm going to do something to exercise initiative and show initiative. You start doing that and get into the habit of showing initiative, it makes all the difference in the world. Just today, the White House, Office of the President, put out a little release. And it said that they're going to change a policy. And the policy change is instead of hiring people based on quotas, we need a certain number of short people, we need a certain number of tall people, we need a certain number of fat people, we need a certain number of skinny people, we need a certain number of women and a certain number of men, we need a certain number of blondes with blue eyes, we need a certain number of people with dark skin, we need people of this religion. They have all these quotas. You have no idea. It's my book. And so when they're hiring people, it has almost nothing to do with the qualifications or how good the person is, how qualified they are. It's about quotas. Now, think about if you did that in the NBA. So here we are at the NBA. You're trying to put together a basketball team of champions so you can win the championship. And they go, sorry, you have to bring people on and have them play based on quota. So you need some redheaded people, you need some Asian people, you need some Native Americans, you need some fat people, you need some short people. You can't have the best athlete. You can't have one race. You have to have you have to have the white, you have Asian, Japanese, you need some Chinese, you need some, Eskimos, you need some Indians. You have all these African Americans. You can't have all that. I mean, stop picking the best athlete, the best players. No. You have to pick based on these quotas. So they changed this, and the president said, we're no longer going to hire people in the federal government based on quotas. We're actually going to do something radical. We're going to hire the best, most qualified person for the job. And the only way they'll keep the job is if they keep proving that they're the best. And if they slack off or if they don't perform, we'll fire them. Just like if you hire a coach of a football team, a baseball team, whatever, and the coach is hired and he fails. He doesn't make the playoffs for the first year or the second year, and he has this horrible losing record. Then the owner of the team says, "You're fired. I hired you to win. You're not winning. Therefore, you're fired. Okay? I'm going to hire somebody else." How radical is that concept? So this came out today, and here's what it said. The number one trait was people who show initiative. It tells you the importance of initiative. So that's the number 2 most important thing that billionaires and successful people know is they must show initiative, and they must always be activating that initiative energy. If you want to become successful, start showing more initiative.